Andre Dillard, the way he played the left tackle position Monday night, what did you make of his performance?
I thought he played well. I mean, I wouldn't give. I wrote this. I wouldn't give him a merit badge. He did his job.
That's a good way to put it. That's a great way to put it.
He gave up a lot of pressure. He had one late penalty, but the game was kind of out of reach. So all you do is send guys to create pressure. I thought he played well. He was in the national spotlight. He was if he was part of the problem, he was like the 25th guy on the list, which is really all you can ask for. I mean, the guy hadn't played in a full regular season game in almost 2 years. So I think from his perspective, it was a win. I think from the Eagles' perspective, if they end up bombing the season and want to trade assets, it's a good performance to put on tape. On top of that, they got to feel better about their left tackle depth throughout the rest of the season if they are going to contend.
Certainly. And one of the things we'd like to see that offensive line do is block not just for a passing game, but hey, how about this, a running game? Which we didn't see a lot of in Monday Night Football. I know you were one of the guys there asking about Nick Sirianni regarding about the whole running game situation and Miles Sanders and RPOs. I understand that in an RPO you could check to the run. It's literally run pass option. So why wouldn't you just call a running play if you notice your quarterback is continuously passing the football or it's a passing play? What's to prevent a head coach or a play caller from doing that?
Yeah, I think they like the multiple approach, and I don't necessarily agree with it. I think Nick Sirianni even came forward and was pretty blunt. He needs to be better calling run plays. But I was the one that actually asked him. I said, "Hey, how often did Jalen Hurts check out of passes?" And he said, "Well, actually, it was the RPO game, and we considered the RPO a run, whether he passes, runs himself, or hands it off to a running back," which is interesting and not necessarily completely off base. There's a lot of teams that feel that way, is my understanding. I think calling design runs is a little bit of an issue for this team. It does kind of seem like they tend to overcorrect a lot. So you heard about the targeting of the middle. Jalen Hurts targeted the middle a lot in this game. You talk about not making too many downfield throws. All he did against San Francisco was make downfield throws. So that was a question I asked Jalen Hurts. How do you stop overcorrection? Because every time a team gets blown out or there's a significant drought in some area of the game, they try to overcorrect and make it like the primary part of their game plan. And to me, that's how you lose. Jalen Hurts said that they're just kind of taking it as the individual game plan. They're not really looking back and saying, hey, this is what we did wrong here. This is what we have to overcorrect here. So I think that's the right way to go about it. Look, I get it. People are jumping to conclusions on Nick Sirianni. I wrote that he needs to put his gimmicks in the closet for a little while. But I do think he's a very smart coach. I think he's extremely self-aware. But I also think he's a first-year head coach and a first-year play caller who's kind of figuring stuff out as he goes. Jonathan Gannon, who had 2 incredible weeks, had a terrible game plan, frankly, against Dallas. And they took advantage. So, look, everybody's learning, and we're learning about Nick Sirianni as the weeks go by. I thought he handled himself very, very well in this press conference. He was very direct. He answered questions very, very well. He didn't really beat himself up the way the second loss was. Like, he kept that kind of closed. He kept his same energy. Like, if you remember after the San Francisco loss, he looked like he was in he looked like he was basically in I'm trying to come up with a pop culture reference. But like, on South Park, the goth kids, he looked like one of the South Park goth kids after that loss. And so I think Jeff McClain from the Inquirer said he must be a really big fan of Doom. Dune. Sorry. Oh, my brain.
Oh, the movie Dune. Yes.
Dune, because he was wearing one of those, like, I was thinking of something even more inappropriate from the league, but, so, and if you saw it, you know what I'm talking about, but I'm not going to say it out loud. Anyway, but, collect myself. But today, look, he was animated. He was himself. I think having that extra day to kind of figure out what went wrong and really talk to his coaches about it. Look, he was, and I kind of grilled him about, holding people accountable and how you can, Tim McManus has 2 great questions about Derek Barnett. And so I followed up with, like, if a guy's continuing to make mistakes, what do you do? What are the stakes in those mistakes?
Right.
And Nick said, look, I know what you're getting at. I trust Derek Barnett, but when a guy is continually making mistakes, whether it's via a play or via a pre-snap penalty, he's not going to be on the field if he continues to make mistakes.